Good afternoon, and welcome to the 2012 Women of Achievement Luncheon. Please welcome from KMOX Radio, our Mistress of Ceremonies, Carol Daniel.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that somewhat lukewarm reception you just gave. I am so touched to be here yet again. Let's try that again. From KMOX Radio, ladies and gentlemen, Carol Daniel. Oh, you're too kind, and you follow directions well. I appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, let us begin with what we must do first. Please welcome, and stand as you do, our 2012 Women of Achievement.
Congratulations. You look lovely. Hello, all the way down. Congratulations. You look gorgeous, Sorbet.
Aren't they lovely? Gifted, talented, giving, bright and sacrificial and gorgeous, all rolled up into one. Ladies, please be seated. Thank you so much. And as they are taking their seats, we would like to take a look back. We would love for our former Women of Achievement who are with us today to please stand so that we can say thank you yet again to you for your impact on our community, all former Women of Achievement. Wonderful. Ladies, you're joining an incredible group of women. They are continuing to change St. Louis, and we know after today, as the song goes, ain't no stopping us now. Please welcome Reverend Jerry Paul, President Emeritus of the Deaconess Foundation, for our invocation this afternoon.
From whatever tradition or heritage you come, please join me in this invocation. Creator, giver of goodness, giver of life, creator of all that is, we are children of your bounty, your endless gifts, and your overwhelming grace. We are grateful, and we pray our thanksgiving might match your generosity, but we do not delude ourselves. We are takers who take from you day by day, daily bread, more than we need, often from the poor and the weak. But today we seek to be givers, givers of thanks and praise and honor, for the women we recognize in this special moment, for their achievements, their good work, their dedication, and the fruits of their efforts. Shower them today with your grace and fill them with the knowledge that they really do matter and what they do makes a difference. And inspire each of us to yield to your call, override our reluctance and take us with you in justice and mercy and peace. Make who we are and what we do examples of your powerful love in a world of loveless power. And as we receive the food of this feast, let us be grateful for at least one more time today, for the countless hands that have ushered this bounty from earth to table and made it possible for us to be nourished by your goodness. And as we satisfy our own hunger, keep us mindful of those who have no bread to eat, and stir our generosity to their need. In gratitude and thanksgiving we pray. Amen.
Thank you so much. And it is a part of my faith tradition. Scripture tells me to be encouraging to one another. It also tells me to put your needs ahead of my own. So at your table today, if you agree at all with that, make sure everyone has butter, if you would. Make sure they have a roll before you get a roll. Make sure that salt and pepper is distributed evenly. Don't be greedy with the pepper, okay? And enjoy one another. Enjoy your lunch.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back Carol Daniel.
Thank you so much to that big voice in the sky. We love that. Well, we hope you enjoyed your lunch, and this is the time that I would like to thank the staff at the Ritz-Carlton. They do it so well, so very well. In about an hour, I think it is, there's a Cardinals game, and you can hear it live on KMOX. And one of my coworkers said he wasn't going to work today. My boss is up here. And I said, well, I guess I'll be working, but I'm going to the Ritz. I'm going to hang out with some dynamic women. So you go ahead and take the day off. I have something to do. And did I say it was at the Ritz? Did I mention that? We just love the Ritz-Carlton, and thank you so much for hosting us every single year. It's my pleasure now to welcome Women of Achievement Organization, the Women of Achievement Class of '96. She is the president. Please welcome Karen K. Goodman.
It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the 57th Women of Achievement Awards celebration. Take a minute to look around the room. You are surrounded by 757 people who care as you do about someone who has made a profound impact on our community. And in front of you are our 2012 Women of Achievement. They join a diverse group of women from all walks of life who saw a need and stepped up to fulfill that need through their significant contribution of time, energy, and leadership. Each of them has exhibited an enormous spirit of giving to improve lives, enhance the ability for organizations to further their mission, and to strengthen our community. As president of this organization, and on behalf of all Women of Achievement, I extend our most sincere appreciation and gratitude to our sponsors. This luncheon is only made possible through their generosity and support. Please give our sponsors a big hand. And to Carol Daniel, our MC, you bring a genuine love of volunteerism, professionalism, wit, charm, and warmth to our luncheon each year. And we are so grateful to you and to KMOX Radio for lending us your many talents.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It is a daunting task to create this incredible luncheon each year. Barbara Turkington, our 2012 luncheon chair, and Deborah Hollingsworth, her vice chair, have led a team of dedicated committee members in the planning of this extraordinary event. My thanks to all of you on the committee for creating this absolutely wonderful luncheon. Now we're going to follow the tradition that we started last year. I hope you will enjoy the plants that adorn the center of your table while you are celebrating here with us today. And then we'd like you to pass them forward to someone who needs some cheer and can enjoy these plants as well. So take a plant with you and pass it forward to an elderly resident in a nursing home, to a friend or relative who is ill, or to someone who just needs some cheering up. Pass it forward so that the plants in this room can bring joy to the lives of others. So be sure when you leave to take a plant with you. And now I hope you will be inspired by these 10 women of achievement who give of themselves every day to make our world a better place. It is my great pleasure to introduce Barbara Turkington, class of 2002, chair of this year's luncheon.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Women of Achievement of the organization and the former Women of Achievement, I'd like to congratulate the class of 2012, and to Deborah Hollingsworth, my co-chair, Dr. Katie Wright, Lisa Nichols, Arlen Charliff, Susan Block, Faybeth Bear O'Byrne, Susie Nall, Glenn Sheffield, Peggy Ritter, Cheryl D. Polk, Ann Sullins, Alice Handelman, Ida Wolfolk, and the hardworking group that showed up to decorate the room yesterday under the hard work of Susan Block and Pam Toder. I submit to you, these are the hardest working women in St. Louis, and if you want to get a job done, these are the women to do it. The committee chairs of the 2012 luncheon, thank you for your hard work and your support. You're the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Barbara. I try to explain to my children that unless they have a business, a small one as my husband and I do, he's a landscaper, that they will always have a boss. And even if they do have a business, they still have a boss. We all know and love the IRS, of course. But it isn't always a boss that you can say you truly like, a boss that you're proud to work for, a boss that is truly inspiring, one that you actually see every now and then. I have such a boss, and it is not because my contract is coming due in a few months that I say the things about him that I say to you now. It has nothing to do with that at all, that 750 people are in rapture right now as I am speaking. It has nothing to do with any of that. I'm being honest right now. It is because he is a truly great man and a great leader. Please welcome John Sheehan, Senior Vice President and Market Manager for CBS Radio St. Louis and KMOX, a presenting sponsor. John?
She just earned 1% raise. That was unbelievable. So my title today is really Carol's handler and bodyguard, whatever else she tells me to do. A round of applause for Carol one more time, if you don't mind. On behalf of KMOX and CBS Radio, I'm truly honored to be here to support the Women of Achievement organization, and absolutely honored to be sitting up here. I feel like I really don't belong in many ways. KMOX Radio has been a proud sponsor of the Women of Achievement organization for more than 30 years. So we were talking a little earlier about the tradition that we've helped to build, but it's just an honor to keep being invited back every year. So thank you to the Women of Achievement for having us. I congratulate the 2012 honorees and thank you for helping to shape our community through your inspirational leadership, your drive, and your volunteer efforts. Again, it's an honor to be here, and thank you.
Thank you, John. It's always lovely to come to a luncheon like this and make a new girlfriend, and I did just that today. I want to introduce to many of you Jennifer Wood. She is the publisher of the Suburban Journals, a presenting sponsor. Jennifer.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. On behalf of all our associates at the Suburban Journals and the Ladue News, it's my honor and privilege to be here today to recognize the Women of Achievement for 2012. Carolyn, Sandra, Carol, Kimberly, Marcia, Barbara, Thelma, Carol, that's right, there's two this year, Mary and Lisa. Today you join an elite group of more than 570 local women who have been recognized for their outstanding generosity and what I can only describe as an unending devotion to a cause. Your combined lifetime efforts, I have an advertising background, so I'm all about numbers, so I did a little research on our the class of 2012 today, and your combined lifetime efforts, you may be surprised to know, of generosity span nearly 200 years of service combined at this table. And that doesn't have anything to do with age, it has a lot to do with commitment. That service has raised over $9 million for hundreds of organizations that have touched thousands of individuals, all right here in St. Louis. That kind of impact makes St. Louis a better place to be a better place to raise our families, a place to be proud of, a place I like to call home. For more than 30 years, the Suburban Journals and the Ladue News both have been proud to be a part of the recognition of fine accomplishments like yours, and we're proud to be here for as long as the Women of Achievement will have us. We salute all who came before you, and this year we salute you. Again, congratulations to the class of 2012, Women of Achievement, and to all the women of achievement here celebrating with us today. I am humbled by your giving spirit, and I am inspired by your lifetime example. Thank you.
Jennifer, I think there was a meeting right here among the board when you said if you will have us next year, and I think they've already voted that yes. Yes, they will have you back next year. They will take whatever you have to give, all the space in the Ladue News and the Suburban Journals. I think the answer is yes. Next year, yes, yes. It's my pleasure now to introduce the gold, silver, and bronze sponsors, supporting and contributing sponsors of this year's Women of Achievement Luncheon. We know that without you, this would not be possible. If you can stand it, please hold your applause until each level of sponsorship has been acknowledged. Our gold sponsors include Ameren, Centene Corporation, Emerson Charitable Trust, Enterprise Holdings Foundation, Peabody Energy, Plaza Porsche, Reuben Brown LLP, Thompson Coburn LLP, Wells Fargo Advisors, and Worldwide Technologies. Thank you so much to our gold sponsors. Our silver sponsors are AT&T Missouri, Brown Shoe Company, Maryville University, Moneta Group, Monsanto, Neiman Marcus, the Gatesworth, and Webster University. Thank you to our silver sponsors. A special thank you to our bronze sponsors today, Albaray Jewelry, Eagle Bank, Heartland Bank, Ross and Barazuni, Technology Partners, Webster University in St. Louis. Thank you to our bronze sponsors. And to our supporting and contributing sponsors as well, Build-A-Bear Workshop Foundation, BBJ Linen, and Walter Knoll Florist. Thank you so much. And now to a part of our luncheon today that maybe some of the women are a little bit nervous about, but that we look forward to. Please direct your attention to the large screens as we show you a video that will honor the efforts of these incredible women. Please turn your attention to the screens.
Carolyn is committed to the well-being of children. She doesn't care what they look like, what they sound like, what language they speak, what their parents' backgrounds are. She loves every single one of them and wants to see every last one of them succeed in the same way.
I grew up with the knowledge that you do give back. One of the tenets of daycare is that it takes a village to raise a child.
So she's reached thousands, probably thousands of lives through her work in 50 years. I mean, we serve a couple hundred children every year, and her impact has reached individual children and their families for decades.
It was my lifetime board member. I was the second lifetime board member of Southside. You had to be on the board for 20 years.
Contributions that Carolyn has made to this organization are phenomenal. I mean, you think of board members have to be out gallivanting or at black tie events, and she'll do that when we ask her to, but it's not her thing. her contributions run the gamut, and they're not insignificant. These birthday cards that she writes to children might seem small to you and me, but they're not small to the child who gets to grab the envelope and open it and get this personal, happy birthday wish. Her relationship with teachers and the bonds that she's formed with them, and just her way of supporting them.
One of the biggest delights that I see is the teachers. They come in every day, 52 weeks a year. They don't have summer off or Easter breaks or Christmas breaks, but they come in excited to teach the children, and they just give them their all. They're so dedicated and so good with the kids. I love to watch the teachers interacting with the children, and that's what keeps me going back, is the teachers and the staff and the board members.
We use this metaphor a lot about roots in the community and growth. It's because of her that we have the ability to keep on going 126 years from the vision of our first founders. And that's the other thing that she contributes to us, is that institutional memory, and really the legacy of these women that she's carried on for us, and that we know will be in place for another 100 and something years, if not more.
To tell you about Sandy, I've known Sandy probably about 20 years, 25 years. I've always admired her energy, her enthusiasm. Sandy is the type of person that will not take no for an answer. She gets things done and does not let anything stand in her way, and I think that's wonderful. That has always been a great talent of hers.
I look at challenges as opportunities, obstacles as opportunities. Many times when you sit down around a table with a steering committee for a project, somebody will say, well, I really don't think we can do this year because maybe the mailing didn't come out right, or something else isn't exactly the way you want it. But that's when you have to sort of dig in and make sure that it's done right, even if you have to do it yourself, which I have done on occasion.
She absolutely wants to leave her community and her world in a better spot for her children and grandchildren.
I think it's really important to show your children how to be part of the community and give back. And also I think it's important to leave a place better than you found it.
The economy is not doing well. Everybody's pinched by rising cost of living, and Sandy wants to go out and raise $4 million for a new hospital wing. And, that's not an easy job, and not something that a lot of people assume could even happen.
We had originally thought we might be able to raise $5 million. They said, no, you'll probably raise $3 million, but you possibly will raise $3.5. And we ended up raising almost $4 million, which in today's economy in our little town is a really big deal. And we're very proud of everyone who helped us achieve our goal.
We'd like to think of her as the person, when somebody says it can't be done, then get Sandy involved because it'll get done.
Probably my proudest moment is the day we cut the ribbon for Alton Memorial Hospital. It was a big deal and very, very humbling.
Sandy is not going to be deterred by those who say it can't be done, and that's the message I think she wants us all to sort of carry away, that if you see something that needs to be fixed, then you're part of the fix, and you need to step up to that.
Well, I think this year's whole Women of Achievement shows you that people are very interested in volunteering and giving back to their communities for a variety of reasons. And I think the role is very important. We get things done when there isn't maybe enough manpower or money to get it done otherwise.
Years ago, the Federation of the Sisters of St. Joseph came to my company, Nick's Conference and Meeting Management, and it was business as usual. We were going to help them plan an event. However, they wanted to choose a hotel that had a policy against sexual exploitation of children. I wasn't aware of the issue at the time, and I Googled it when I went back to the office, and what I found was shocking.
For the last 4 years, we have been working on the initiative with human trafficking, kind of getting it started, figuring it out, and moving our way through the process.
Something that most people don't even think is in the United States is very prevalent here, and it's prevalent in the hotels in the U.S. I knew, as a mother of 2 teenage daughters, I couldn't tolerate this. So I worked with ECPAT USA, which stands for End Child Pornography and Trafficking, and the Sisters of St. Joseph to get the Millennium Hotel St. Louis to sign the ECPAT Code of Conduct, which means they will not tolerate child sex trafficking in their hotels. They have a policy against it.
The more exposure that people have to the topic and hear about it, and usually by the 3rd time they've heard about it, they really start thinking, okay, I can ask bigger and bolder questions. I can even ask, what can I do to help? Because it truly is happening here. And I think her passion and persuasiveness have given that awareness what it needs.
My motivation to volunteer with the organizations was the fact that I had the ability to make a difference. I have a voice, and for whatever reason, the media's picked up on it, and we have taken this to an entirely different level. The media has taken this information and they've carried it on, and all we've ever asked for, the key to fighting this, is awareness. And we have brought an awareness that I would have never imagined could have happened.
I look at the human trafficking as a circle where you need awareness, then you need education, then you need reporting, then you need the enforcement, then you need the rescue, and then you need the safe harbor of it. And then it starts again, and everybody has an element in that.
I was motivated because I have 2 daughters, and my daughters are taught by Catholic sisters to be strong, confident, powerful women in their community. And I want every woman and every child to have that opportunity to know that they can have a voice and they can have an impact in their community. This is not the end of the road for them. Once they get out, it's the beginning of the road.
I'm probably the really right person to tell you about Marcia because we worked together on a large variety of organizations and committees and boards and have chaired events together. We work on the Art Museum Board, we work on the Mercy Foundation Board, we work on the Zoo Board, we have been co-chairs of several events. We co-chaired the Opera Theater Gala, we co-chaired the Symphony Gala.
Oh, I started volunteering a long time ago. I think I told somebody that the first volunteer experience that I can remember was in sorority in college.
I know a lot about her volunteer activities, and she's a great gal to work with, and there's hardly an institution in this community that she hasn't touched in one way or another.
There are volunteer opportunities for anyone who has the time, even a little bit of time.
Nothing's too small or nothing's too large, and she's so good at what she does that, she's the perfect volunteer.
Why not volunteer? How much there's a lot of things to do in life. I can only spend so much time at the gym. I can only spend so much time doing these other things. Someone once said that you need someone to love and something to do in order to have a happy life.
So she really is the perfect, ultimate volunteer. I think if any organization could clone a Marcia Rusnak, they'd all like to do that, or maybe clone 10 Marcia Rusnaks.
I was so proud to be given the Variety Children's Charity Award for Woman of the Year because those kids are so terrific and the parents are even more so. And to be involved with that group of people was really a thrill for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Variety's 2009 Woman of the Year, Marcia Rusnak.
It's just amazing and heartwarming, and
I think it would be interesting to know if there were any way to adequately determine probably how much money she's raised through her efforts with all these organizations over the years since she came here in '98. It would be in the millions of dollars. So I think our community is so fortunate that she and her husband Bill decided to move here and call St. Louis their home, because you couldn't ask for better citizens and more involved people in this community. They're terrific. She certainly does embody what a volunteer is like, and she certainly does deserve this honor of being a Woman of Achievement in 2012, and I'm thrilled and blessed to call her my friend.
I think Barbie was picked for the breadth and the depth of all her volunteer activities, which are so diverse in the community. And it's her passion, her leadership, her warmth in doing it all. She inspires people to contribute, other people to contribute as well.
Volunteering is essential in this community more now than ever, especially when we have fewer huge corporations based here who can give or will give the major donations. We need volunteers to step up.
Barbie's a very successful leader, and part of that is her great personal warmth, her loyalty to people, and her integrity, and her concern for so many causes and people, and to make the world a better place. And while she's an inspiring leader, she's also a tireless worker. She works so hard.
In the Jewish tradition, we have a slogan or a saying, Tikkun Olam, which translates from the Hebrew to meaning repair the world. And I think that's what all of us want to do, is to make this world a better place.
One of her most significant projects was the creation of the Stem Cell Divide, a documentary which she did with some very good friends of hers. And that really brought the issue into the fore. It was a very balanced journalistic report.
I co-produced and co-directed, wrote this documentary, The Stem Cell Divide, which chronicles the stem cell controversy in Missouri went on in 2005, 2006, culminating with the Amendment 2 campaign. We tried diligently to show both sides of the issue fairly.
She's very altruistic, and I think she got some of this from her family, generations of her family, and she's passed it along to her daughter, Amanda. And they just care about the community and the world and want it to be better. And I think it's her passion, her loyalty, her personal warmth, and of course her talents. Many talents.
I'm really inspired by my daughter, who's now 24, who at first I wanted to be a role model for her, and it made me try to do better and be better. But now she's kind of my role model. She's just a great example and role model, and she inspires me. And my husband, who's so kind and loving, and who always encourages me to try new things and to try things that may be scary or challenging.
Barbie's an example of, I think, how to live in a community, how to give back, how to contribute. She does this as a volunteer in addition to her busy life. It's what's important to her in her heart, and that's what she pursues.
I think volunteering is not only, at least for me, I think it's just a self-fulfilling kind of mission to have, to be able to give back.
Carol is one of the nicest people in our community, I think. She's warm and she's friendly. I've never heard her say anything bad about anybody. She's just somebody people want to be around. I can only imagine the number of people who she has gotten involved because she sees a problem or an opportunity and really works with others to address that.
As we all know, the not-for-profit world is difficult. And in these, difficult financial times, economic times, that it's hard to raise money. And I think part of that spirit of giving is, again, to set an example, but to really show the outcomes and what's happening and how to make our city better.
Think about the things she and Michael have done and the things that they've supported. Think about the kids who have graduated from college or will be graduating this year in part because of Carol. Think about the people who need food who are being supported by the Jewish Food Pantry. Think about the 1 million people who walk through the doors of the Jewish Community Center each and every year. You know, she helps make that happen. And it's really wonderful that we can be here today to celebrate her and thank her for all she does.
We started the Steinberg Family Foundation to be able to sort of channel, I would say, our ideas and how we felt like we wanted to give back to the community.
She actually brings quite a background of success to every not-for-profit she joins and every initiative she supports. And, you know, it's her, I guess, her passion and her knowledge of how you break through barriers that really helps make things happen.
So many organizations are so dependent on volunteers that I just think it contributes to the vitality of a city.
If not for people like Carol and all the other honorees today, this place would not be nearly as wonderful as it is. And, you know, we need people, especially those of us who work in the not-for-profit community. We rely on people like Carol to help forge our initiatives and do the great work that we do.
We feel pretty lucky in where we are in our lives. So giving back really feels like it's right, and it feels good to be able to do that.
I think we live in one of the greatest giving communities in this country. I mean, we've traveled to other charitable events in other cities and states and things like that. But I tell you, St. Louis, you can't top the giving. The people who are just so concerned, take such concern for the community, such givers in this community.
I think that she's always one to take whatever has been given to her and do the best that she can, take it up a notch. I think that we've been blessed with, you know, some of the access that we have, you know, and the job that I work in and some of the things that she's been a privy to. She's always tried to help find a different angle, a new angle, a fresh angle, and also reinstate the spirit of giving.
I believe as much is given, as much required. And my faith teaches me also that when you've done for the least of them, he said, you've done it for me. I'm presently on the board of St. Louis Art Museum, St. Louis Symphony, and the Sheldon Concert Hall. I tend to gravitate towards the Variety Children a lot. It's such a wonderful organization. I get such gratification working with them because the hugs, the smiles, you know, it's just all gratifying, and I don't want to continue. I might start crying.
I think one of the great things about her and then my dad is that they only do business with people that give.
I still feel like I still have a lot more to do. So as long as I'm here, I will be doing and giving.
I think the best way to describe her is they see how genuine she really is. They see that she's a person who is sincere, who really believes in what she is a part of, that she doesn't, you know, is not a part of a charity to, you know, get the glory for herself, but it's really to give the glory to God and back to the people that she's trying to give to.
We have a great responsibility, you know, to do for others, you know. Not just, you know, to do unto others as you would have them do unto you is great way to live and a great thing, the golden rule to live by. But to actually be doers of it, you know, that's a different thing. Whatever, you know, we can do to help. We feel that we're here for that purpose.
St. Louis is a wonderful community with so many great organizations. There will always be needs.
I think that almost any event that you hear of in the past few years, Carol has had a hand in helping make St. Louis a better place for all of us.
Volunteers are dedicated to doing their part to help out. And each of them is really so pleased to be doing their part because they know that they're part of a bigger, larger common good cause, and that is to make the St. Louis community better for generations to come.
Carol will probably be modest and say, well, I helped with this, I helped with that. But in many, many cases, more often than not, Carol's the chair of these events. And Carol is not the kind of chair who just shows up in a sparkly dress on the night of the event and has the first dance with her husband. She's the one who's helping plan the event. She's stuffing envelopes if that's what needs to be done, and she's cleaning up afterwards. I mean, Carol is a full package. And when she brings her passion to your party, you know it's going to be a good event.
It's not about me. It's all about the good work that each of these organizations does. I do treasure the friendships, and I am so proud of the executive directors, the staff, and all the volunteers that I've met. We're all in this together to help make this a better community.
She gives generously of her time to work particularly, I think, with children's organizations, family organizations, ensuring the wellness of our community, especially for those in need. And of course, she has a great love for the performing arts. So you see her in a lot of different roles. But I think the thing that links them all together is Carol's personal passion for making this a wonderful community.
I've always been motivated to get involved in volunteer work because I love St. Louis. I was born and raised here, and I have 3 children and 4 grandchildren. And I just want to make St. Louis a better place for their grandchildren.
St. Louis would not be as great a place without Carol Voss.
I would like to congratulate all of the other Women of Achievement Award winners this year. I just put my heart and soul into the causes that I believe in.
Well, my first husband died of leukemia, and while he was fighting for his life, he and I were talking about how much he wanted to help other people.
Her husband at 37 found out that he had leukemia, and basically, before he passed away, he gave her a diamond. She felt that she needed to help the community and other families go through what they were going through. And so she created the Diamond Ball. And so for 25 years, this Diamond Ball has been going on, raising millions of dollars for the St. Louis community.
Well, I grew up in a family that always just liked to give and help other people. So, for instance, Missouri Baptist University needed a chapel and they needed a performance auditorium for the arts. So we helped get them what they needed. I love to see the enthusiasm of the kids performing concerts and plays and musicals, and they love it, for one thing. They just enjoy using the building.
Thank you, Mrs. Pillsbury Wainwright, for your commitment to Christian higher education and MBU.
I think it's wonderful. I think St. Louis has so many places that you can go to help in any field, be it medical or art or educational, because I'm involved in all three in a minute way, and I think it's rewarding because it's just in my nature to want to help other people, and I think everyone feels good when you can help somebody else.
Well, what's amazing to me about Mary Pillsbury is that she has given so much back to this community in so many different arenas, from abused women to, her love of music, and given back that back to the community in the form of scholarships and the finest musical equipment. But I think her greatest gift to this medical mecca that we live in the St. Louis region has been her, the help with the research with the Leukemia Lymphoma Society.
I hope that everyone hearing this will go out and help some charity tomorrow. I'm sure most of the people in the audience are women of achievement, so they're already doing everything they can, and I feel honored to be considered one of them. But I think we can all probably do more than what we do now. I plan on doing a lot more, and I hope everybody else will be inspired to do the same.
You know, you always come to some point in your life where you find that thing that you can't walk away from.
She works directly with the kids and she forms these relationships, and it's a very personal thing, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's very personal. You know, these people have names and lives. She knows their grannies and their siblings, and she is committed, out of that determination to make a meaningful change.
College Bound was created to serve the needs of all of the needs of students who are living in really desperate circumstances and don't have a way out, but have so much potential and have such beauty that would go wasted.
How does a kid that doesn't have privilege, that doesn't know someone that's ever been to college, how do they possibly navigate this process if they don't have privilege? And that was the birth of the idea of College Bound.
You know, you say, I can't live my life being so disconnected from the suffering that's in the world. And for some people, that means working on heart disease. Some people, it means working on, human rights. Some people, it means working on just basic needs. But for me, education was the transformational tool.
She's shown what it means when you really put your heart and soul into something, what you can make happen. I think it's astonishing what's been accomplished in 6 years. College Bound's being acknowledged on a national level for showing outcomes that other organizations have not been able to demonstrate yet.
All the students who come into the program, the first thing that they learn is to whom much is given, much is required, and they know that the things that they're getting to do are because there are angels in our community who have surrounded them without knowing them, just these invisible arms. What a beautiful thing that is, that people are willing to give so much. So it's just built into our culture that everybody gives. And that's how we become great. It's like we really link our arms together and we stand shoulder to shoulder and we go out and we make things happen.
We all want to believe in what's possible, but so many things are broken that it's hard to keep that hope and determination. And she is showing the community what's really, really possible.
I guess my wish for everybody is that that which is invisible would be made visible to them and that they would find their place in the world that they can't walk away from.
Congratulations to our 2012 Women of Achievement. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a big thank you to them. And now, please welcome back Karen Goodman to present our outstanding volunteers, these incredible women, with their award today. Karen.
Thank you, Carol. Aren't they inspirational? And they wouldn't be up here today if it wasn't for many of you. Part of this process is selecting these marvelous, hardworking women, and we do that through the nominations process. Some of you today took the time to write and nominate your person to be a woman of achievement. Many of you are with organizations that support many wonderful volunteers. It's incredible each year that we are able to find 10 such outstanding women. But it's only because you tell us about them. Otherwise, we would not have any idea. Many of these women I've never worked with or ever seen before. And it's a marvelous organization where we get an opportunity to not only get to meet them, but get to know them and work with them from now on. So, because once you're in this organization, you can't get out. This is it. Please take the time, if you know of an outstanding woman in this community, we have a website, WOASTL.org. Go to the website. We already have the 2013 Women of Achievement nomination form on the website. So you can even go now and fill out that form and tell us about the unique abilities of a special person that you know. That would be really helpful. The process starts in January of next year, so the deadline for the nominations for 2013 is January 5th, so you have lots of time. So please, if you know of someone or if you have friends and they talk of someone special, please alert them to the fact of the nominations process, because that's how we keep this going. Now, it is my pleasure and privilege to honor these most dedicated, impressive women. Honored for youth dedication, Carolyn Cotta. Tell her to come up here. Carolyn. Honored for health concerns, Sandra Lauschke. Honored for human welfare, Kimberly Ritter. Honored for cultural enrichment, Marcia J. Rusnak. Honored for community service, Barbara Langsam Schumann. Honored for the spirit of giving, Carol Steinberg. Honored for community betterment, Carol J. Voss. Honored for social responsibility, Thelma Stewart. Honored for health and arts, Mary Pillsbury Wainwright. And honored for youth advocacy, Lisa Orden Zarin. Okay, thank you.
Oh, are you ready? Are you ready to let them know just how proud you are of them? Ladies and gentlemen, our 2012 Women of Achievement. And guess what? We are so on time that I get to tell you something. I get to take about 2 or 3 minutes to tell you a little something. To all of you, to Carolyn, to Sandra, to Kimberly, to Marcia, to Barbara, to Carol, to Thelma, to Carol, to Mary, to Lisa, and to our previous Women of Achievement, I want to let you in on a little secret, that people think a thing or two about you because of what you do. Some of it is good, most of it is good. Some of it isn't positive. People look upon you with all your volunteer efforts and your what they think are fancy luncheons and multi-million-dollar fundraisers, and they think that, oh, well, whatever. They can do that because their husband is XYZ. That's what they think. But they don't know. They don't understand. They don't know what it takes. They don't know that your heart and soul is poured into your efforts. They don't know, as Thelma so eloquently put it, that it's a part of her faith. They don't know that it's a part of your heart. They don't know that you simply saw a need and decided to fill it. And it's not that I don't care about what they think, but I don't want you to pause for a moment, to stop in any of your efforts and think about what anyone says about you that isn't positive, that isn't encouraging, that isn't giving. I don't want you to pause for a moment. And you're taking my time. You're taking my time. I only say that to say, I only tell you what some people think, to let all of us in this room know that our work is not finished. Because many hands lighten the load, and we know we need more people. And we've said it many times today, to make the world a better place. And that's what the Miss America candidates often say, and we laugh at them. I just would like to make the world a better place. But I know what you really want to do is feed someone who is hungry. Help a child to know that even though they cannot walk, that they are still a whole person and you love them. What I know you really want to do is to give a child an education because you know that their lives will be forever changed. I know what you really want to do is tell a person, look them in the eye and let them know that you see them and that you care about them and that they truly do matter to you. And so to that, as a woman who's gone through life somewhat insecure, wondering if people like me, not about me at all today, but because of the woman that I am, I just want to say thank you. I just want to say that I know that the St. Louis metropolitan area is truly a better place, more alive, more whole, more giving, because of what you've decided to do. Regardless of who your husbands are, and some of them are great men. Well, let me just say all of them are great men. I don't want to say that some are because it sounds like some aren't. I don't know. Lisa and I laugh about Larry a lot. I don't want to say that some are. They all are. They're all great men. Okay, let's just say that. Let's just make that point. But we know that you love the people that love you, that you've done what you've been able to do because you're surrounded by incredible family and friends that support you. And I know that none of you really, really want to be up here, and that you're all very, very embarrassed by the honor you're being given today, and you'd rather be stuffing some envelopes somewhere, making some phone calls, and twisting somebody's arm to get a $10,000. I know. But we just want to say thank you. We just want to say that we recognize that you're special, and that you've made a difference, and that you can go to your grave knowing that you've done what you've been called to do. And I'm so glad that we're on time because I got to say that you're amazing. And even though I'm 50, I consider myself still a little girl in ways, and I'm looking up to you, that you're motivating me to do more in my own family, on my own job, in my own community, in my own church. And in such a difficult world today, I hate being I'm a talk radio host. Presidential election years are tough because people get negative. And in this time, in this place, in our nation's history, knowing you and 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 especially you. Did him twice, didn't I? Yeah. Knowing you makes all the difference in the world to us. And so to the 2012 Women of Achievement, we say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Exclusive interviews at KMOX.com, photos and great stories at the Suburban Journal's website, nomination forms online for next year, WOASTL.org. We will see you next year. Thank you.